What is up, players? It is I, Commissar Bane, up in this mud. Welcome to part 3, the final episode in my Warboss Tales, rather, how to paint a Nurgle Cultist. Now you can use this color scheme for any of the Nurgle traitor scum, like the original bad boys of Plague, the Death Guard, or if you want one of these new fancy schmancy up and coming Chaos Space Marine legions, like the Purged or the Cleaved or one of those, then this is a perfectly acceptable color scheme to match your dirty greens and browns of your Nurgle scum. So stay tuned to learn how to finish painting up my girlfriend here, and I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, players, let's get finished painting up this cultist. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to highlight up the black pouches, all the black areas, with Mechanicus, what is this? Mechanicus Standard Gray. And you could either use this, which is like a nice gray highlight, or if you want to go more for that black vinyl look, you could use a Stegodon Scale Green like I used on one of my other cultists. You might remember from that tutorial. I think it was the is it the Word Bearer? I don't even remember anymore. The Iron Warrior, one of them. Okay, so I'm painting his boot covers first, and then I'm going to go up to the pouches and his belt to make sure we're in light and in focus here, Igor. Yeah, when I highlight, I just like to take the outside lines and just build upon them. You could dry brush this on also, that's an option. What else? There's this pouch down here by the knife. So any pouches, I mean, if you're using another model, obviously all the sculpts are different, fantastic, so you just want to use this on whatever you have. Then, if you feel like you put a little too much on, if you look at the middle pouch, it looks a little bit too, the highlights look a little bit too sloppy. All you do is you go back in with Chaos Black and clean it up. I think somebody, one of my subscribers, mentioned that the music was a bit loud in the last video, and that's because I'm still getting used to working in iMovie. Over here at Lady Boss Studios, her computer doesn't have Final Cut, so I am having to make do with iMovie, and all the levels are different, I guess, because all the tracks are different, so I'm still tweaking that. Yeah. Next, what we're gonna do is we're going to take some ceramite white, and we're going to paint the tube on this guy's back that leads from the gas tank all the way up to under the hood. And because ceramite white is a base color, you want to make sure that you don't have too much. I think I might have put a little too much on my brush. While we're waiting for that to dry, we're going to take some Mornfang Brown. We're going to wipe most of it off on our brush so we don't have too much of it. And we are going to sprinkle the
barbed wire. For those of you who remember the good old color bestial brown, I used to use it a lot for rust effects, and we're doing the same thing with the new brown color. Now rust goes kind of like in the corners and the edges. I do this a lot for my ogres too. So just find where the metal meets the metal, and that's where most of the rust accumulates. For the blade here, you can just kind of spreckle it. Spreckles. And here in the gas tank. I just want it to look kind of random. Oh, nurgly and rotted. There's gas mask too. That's nice. Now we're gonna take Siltec green and paint some verdigris. I know it's pronounced verdigris. I just like to say verdigris. And this actually goes on any of the metal, the gold, or the brass. Just paint a fine line where it meets whatever metal it's next to. So I'm assuming that this shoulder plate is metal. Otherwise, why would it be there on his armor? And you kind of see how that looks. And then back here, where the brass meets the rest of the tank. And then over here, where this icon on his shoulder is. And then over here on the auto pistol, where the bolts and the rivets are. And there you go. Oh, necklace. Boom. Now we've rusted up our guy. Alright, all the base work is done. The verdigris and the rust is done, and that's how I paint rust for anything. So if you want to just follow that, then you can. Now, let's see, what else did I want to say? Oh, if you want, some people don't care to do this kind of thing, but if you want at this point, this is also when I would re-highlight back up with whatever base color I used. So I think for the cloth at the top, we just put a little bit of Castellan green. The thing with this is you want to be careful that you don't go over the shades and the recesses, so like try to paint on the flaps near the edges, and what that does is it creates really nice depth. So I've had this thing on my elbow for the past, I guess, week or so, and it was kind of bugging me. And it turned into like a white head, and I don't even know what happened. Like I think I might have bumped it on something, or it could have been an ingrown hair or something, but like one day I woke up and there was like a white head on my elbow, and it was really strange. And so I was like, you know, I didn't think too much of it. I thought, oh, it'll just pop whenever's, just like any other kind of like little pimple or whatever. And it didn't. It just kind of hardened, and then like the pus inside started getting this pale green color, and my lady friend was like, okay, we have to pop that. We have to, that has to go right now. And so I said, all right. So we popped it. Actually, you know what I'm gonna use? Let me run and grab some Death World Forest. Here we go. Death World Forest. So we popped it and we drained it, and all this stuff came out, and it was very nurgly. And oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The lady boss didn't turn her phone on silent. I'll be right back. Anyways, so yeah, and then it just started bugging me again, this thing on my elbow. I'd show it to you, but I don't want to gross you all out. So, we use Death World Force for the pants too. So we finally went to the emergency room last night, and they said it was like this abscess that needed to be lanced, and the doctor drained it, and oh boy. He injected some painkiller into my elbow first, and I was like laying down on the bed, faced away, and my lady friend was sitting nearby, and she was watching the whole thing. And yeah, it was not good times. Let me just tell you. She said that the minute he started injecting stuff, like all this pus started coming out, little nurglings jumping out everywhere, and then he grabbed the scissors and he like yanked the thing open, and then he was digging all the stuff out from inside. Oh man. So she said there's this one part where he said something. I don't know if he was making a joke or what, but she started just laughing. And I was like, why are you laughing? And she told me later she had to, because if she didn't, she would have gone crazy because of how gross it was. Alright, so we've made the pants a little bit lighter. What we're gonna do now is, let's see if we can find some Nurgle green. There we go. We're gonna make the shoulder plate obviously different from the green of the uniform by using Nurgling green to paint little streaks down at the bottom. It's going to create a really nice contrast, and it's also going to make, it's going to draw the eye to the shoulder pad. So it's almost like we're edge highlighting, but we're creating really thin vertical streaks like that. Yeah, so they put me on some Vicodin, some painkillers, or some Vicodin is painkiller. They put me on some Vicodin, some ibuprofen, and they also, what else did they give me? They gave me some antibiotics. I do not like going to the hospital. I'll just tell you. Something like that. Yeah. I think that looks pretty nice. What do you think, Igor?
I think it looks very nice, Master. I think it looks putridly disgusting. Hello.
Thought we'd give Igor a little FaceTime. Missing him. Alright, so let's put some Tamiya clear green on the little tube on his back, and then we should be just about done. Oh wait, no, we have to paint the skin a little bit more. That's okay, we could, easy enough. So, if you don't have Tamiya Clear Green or you don't have access to it, then this color is very similar to Warpstone Glow. So if you paint this tube in Ceramite White first and then Warpstone Glow, you'll get the same effect. The great thing about the Tamiya colors though is that it is just so, you could do so much with it because it's very glossy, it dries very glossy, so you can move the stuff around, play with it. It looks like it's pumping slime into him. Or you could use another color if you don't want to go with green. You could do, I think some of the Games Workshop pictures of their cultists show them having very orange skin, or orange tubes, and I think that's pretty cool too. It's different, you know? Okay, we're just about done. The last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna accent some of the grossness of the skin by using Drakenhof Nightshade to darken some of the areas. Now, Drakenhof Nightshade is a lot darker than, I think, Asurman Blue was the old blue color, so it's a lot thicker. So you might want to water it down first. You can't even really see the blue of it too much. It's almost like painting the dark Eldar skin. Ah, that's fine. You can highlight back up with your original Rakarth flesh. Just thin it down a little bit so it's not as it's not as thick, because as a base color, all base colors as a general note are pretty light, or pretty thick, I mean. So no matter how light they are, I should say, they will go on pretty thick. So depending on how dark you want to go, I mean, you might think that this dark, pallid flesh tone is going to do it for you, but if you don't and you want to re-highlight, just kind of stick to the highlighted areas, or the most prominent areas. It's a better way of saying. Cure the thumb, the bicep, and with skin, because the skin is a flat area, what I like to do is try not to paint in streaks. So I'll add a little bit of water to the paint and try to draw the paint out, as they say. There you go. And there you have it, players. Here is a fully painted up Nurgle Chaos Cultist. And this is the War Boss standard, so if you wanted to only do a base coat and a shade, then you only need to follow up to maybe like part 2. You don't have to come all the way to part 3. And it'll look fine on the table. Especially the more of these you get, you know, you don't want to burn yourself out. But this is, I had a lot of fun painting this guy. And stay tuned, because I'm also going to show you how to paint a Nurgle looking zombie with this guy in a next video, hopefully, or maybe a few videos down. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you have a great day. We'll see you in the next one.